What going, everybody? I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You're tuned into How I See It TV, and this is Accurate Context. So let's get into this beef between Dr. Heavenly Kimes and Dr. G's new wife, LaTeasha SweetTea Lunceford. Now, a lot of you who watch Married to Medicine, you probably only watch the show. Some of you probably only watch Dr. Heavenly's recaps with Carlos. You probably haven't watched any of LaTeasha's solo IG lives. You probably haven't seen any of her interviews. So you guys only have one side of the story. And for many of you, you like to start in the middle when you talk about reality TV beefs, not understanding that a lot of the issues castmates have, it has nothing to do with what happened during filming, but everything that has to do with things that are being said on social media. And this is the case between Dr. Heavenly and LaTeasha. And I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to prove to you all that Dr. Heavenly is the one that started this beef between her and LaTeasha, and that Dr. Heavenly has been disingenuous from the beginning of the quote-unquote friendship that she established with LaTeasha. So let's get into it. So on April 16, 2023, Toya Bush Harris, she posted a picture to her Instagram where all the ladies, with the exception of Quad, obviously, were at Dr. G's and LaTeasha's wedding, and that the wedding was being filmed for the show. It was being rumored that Dr. G and LaTeasha were signed on for the new season 10 of Married to Medicine. But even before this wedding, from what Dr. Heavenly has stated and from what LaTeasha has stated, Dr. Heavenly and LaTeasha, they had what appeared to be a friendship. LaTeasha said that, her and Heavenly, they would go on walks and they would talk. And, Heavenly was one of the main people who encouraged LaTeasha to sign on for the show. LaTeasha made it known in one of her Instagram lives that when her and Dr. G started dating, I don't know if a lot of you remember, Simone was the first person to make it be known that Dr. G was dating. I don't remember in what season it was, but Simone and Cisa, they were like, yeah, he's dated and she's an upgrade, blah, 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 blah. LaTeasha made it known that during the time that her and Dr. G were in a long-distance relationship, it was kind of on again, off again, producers were reaching out to them to join the show, and they kept turning offers down. As the new season of Married to Medicine rolled around and Dr. G and LaTeasha, they announced their engagement, I feel that producers again were reaching out to them, but once again they were turning them down. Heavenly and LaTeasha, who were, as I said before, building a friendship, probably had conversations about producers reaching out to LaTeasha and Dr. G and them turning offers down. And LaTeasha told us on a live she did with Heavenly. The YouTube live was recorded on October 13th, where SweetTea was on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube talking about her new business, talking about joining the show. And at this point in time, SweetTea was also helping Dr. Heavenly to promote the Dr. Heavenly University, and they seem cool. And I'm doing it this way to prove to you guys that there wasn't an issue. The season had done filming. It seemed like they had gotten past SweetTea taking Dr. Heavenly off her, wedding guest list. SweetTea had gotten past Heavenly talking ish about her during filming, and they were in a good space. This is October 13, 2023. SweetTea was on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube. And on this YouTube live with Dr. Heavenly on October 13, 2023, LaTeasha was basically thanking Heavenly for encouraging her to sign on to do the show. What she said pretty much was that it was Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie who encouraged her to sign on for the new season of Married to Medicine, because in their mind, they felt like she could do great things with the platform. She could start a business, yada yada. Fast forward to November 17th, 2023, Bravo drops a house tour video on their YouTube channel. And this is where things take a turn. And this is how Heavenly started the beef between her and LaTeasha. So during LaTeasha's part of the house tour special, she made a statement that when she moved into the house and she was decorated, there was a particular window in the home that was just, closed off and dark. And she just wanted to bring some more light in the house. So she made a statement, excuse me, that she had to exorcise some demons because it just looked really dead in the house. And she came in and she crucified. Heavenly took that little piece of what LaTeasha said about crucifying demons that were in the house when she was, decorating, and made it about Quad. And so on that same day when Bravo dropped that video, Heavenly decided that she was going to post Quad's house tour to her Instagram. And in her Instagram caption, Heavenly says, "Absolutely Quad's mansion just hits different. Hashtag the original. Hashtag not the repeat. Hashtag married to medicine." Right? So Heavenly made SweetTea's comments about Quad. Now let's put that into perspective, right? LaTeasha, well, let's start from here. Quad and Dr. G, they got divorced in 2018. LaTeasha and Dr. G, they started dating in 2021. So 18, 19, 20, 21. 3 years later, LaTeasha moved into the house. She's engaged to Dr. G and she's decorating her home, and she says something about demons. LaTeasha says in her House of Aaron interview that dropped this week that for many of us as Black people, when you're moving into a new home, you bless it. Right? Greg had been living in that house by himself for 3 years. Who knows who has been in and out of that house in that 3-year span? So why now would Dr. Heavenly make that demon comment about Quad? And this is why. Because LaTeasha said that she met Heavenly in 2021 at Dr. Jackie's 50 Shade of Pink tournament. It's like a charity event, for cancer awareness and whatnot. And she met Dr. Jackie and she met Heavenly there. And Heavenly, during that IG live with herself, Quad, and B Scott, told us that when she first met SweetTea in 2021 at Dr. Jackie's 50 Shades of Pink event, she had her phone out sneaking pictures of LaTeasha and sending it to Quad. And the question is why? Quad and Dr. G had been divorced for so long. Why? I mean, why are you trying to be messy, right? If Quad has moved on and Dr. G has moved on, like, what's the problem? But anyways, I digress, right? So this proves to me that Heavenly wasn't trying to be LaTeasha's friend, because SweetTea tells us at that 2021 event, they were trying to talk to her about coming on the show. And she was like, that doesn't make any sense. Greg and I, we just started dating. I live in DC. I have top level security clearance for my job, because she was working with the director of national intelligence, at the time. So it didn't make sense. And then in 2022, when she met Dr. Jackie again at the second 50 Shades of Pink event, again, they were trying to get her to join the show, and she was still telling them no. So for me, when Dr. Heavenly decided that, I'm going to make this demon comment that she made all about Quad and start some mess, what that tells me is that from the start, Dr. Heavenly had decided that if she gets LaTeasha on the show, then she was going to kick off some mess between LaTeasha and Quad. That really didn't need to happen. LaTeasha wasn't the side chick in Quad's marriage, so why should they have beef? Okay, she slid into Dr. G's DM. Okay, so what? Again, he and Quad were married at the time. They were long divorced. So what if she slid into his DMs? So Heavenly thought that drama between Quad and SweetTea was going to happen during filming. But because it didn't happen during filming, she used that whole house tour comment to kick off some beef. And even before the house tour video dropped, Heavenly was already doing these recaps with Carlos King. Season 10, episode 1 and season 10, episode 2, Heavenly was already doing these recaps with Carlos King, shading the hell out of LaTeasha. She was talking about this girl's body, saying that she had a 60-year-old body, right? She was saying that LaTeasha didn't look better than any of the women on the cast. She was saying that, LaTeasha was a little girl. She was naive. She was immature. She was too emotional. She was saying all these things about LaTeasha. And then, after episode 2, where we found out that Dr. Simone had referred LaTeasha to a specialist, Dr. Heavenly goes on the recap with Carlos King, and she makes just this horrible statement saying that, when LaTeasha was bleeding out on the floor. She had called Heavenly, and Heavenly had called Jackie, and she said that, SweetTea basically lied to Dr. G about being able to give him a baby. She talks about the girl's endometriosis. She talks about the girl's uterus. And she just went on and on and on and on with disrespecting this young lady. And LaTeasha hadn't even clapped back at this point. Heavenly was talking about how Quad could take Dr. G from LaTeasha if she wanted to. Heavenly was just saying a whole bunch of disrespectful things. And then when these IG watch-alongs started to happen, she still continued to say all manner of just trash things about LaTeasha. And then her and Quad, got on the live, one with Phaedra, where they were talking about whether or not Dr. G looked more happy with SweetTea than he did with Quad. And if y'all remember, Quad and Heavenly were giving each other the side eye in on that IG live, because Phaedra was like, yeah, he does look really happy with LaTeasha. They were clowning her for moving into the same house that Quad used to live in, and then Heavenly and Quad, when they did that live with B Scott, and Quad was like clowning LaTeasha for how she spoke, like, this look nice, this looks nice, and she was making all those faces. Like, the bullying just continued, and it just continued, and it just continued. And now that LaTeasha is speaking out more, and now that she's clapping back, because these women are calling her naive, they're calling her dumb, they are acting like she is not an educated woman. They're acting like she is not an Air Force veteran. They're acting like she's not a woman in tech who has had high-level jobs in national security. They're just acting like she's just this girl that walked off the street with nothing. And when I looked into how much people get paid in the space that LaTeasha works in, she could probably be making upwards of $250,000 a year. So they're just acting like she's just this stupid girl. And she hasn't been saying much. She hasn't been disrespecting them. But now we get to this live where Heavenly and LaTeasha, they're going at each other hard. And Heavenly says, well, in my opinion, I thought Heavenly told LaTeasha that she can go to hell. And to that, LaTeasha responded with, yo, mama. Your mama is in hell. She's not in the moment, in my opinion, thinking, oh my God, her mom died, let me not go there. It's pented up in my opinion, it's pented up frustration on LaTeasha's part of listening to Heavenly go at her for several months, and they've not been in each other's space. So now they're on a live together, and all that pent up resentment and frustration, because one, she actually thought she was building a honest friendship with Heavenly before she even joined the show. And then to watch Heavenly's behavior towards her on these recaps with Carlos King, on these watch-alongs on IG, and things that Heavenly is saying in interviews, I would be frustrated too. And then you're a newbie, so you're not actually sure, like, the things you can say in terms of breaking the fourth wall, and you're watching Heavenly spin her own narratives and telling lies and revealing your medical information, and now finally you're face to face with her, albeit over a video call, and you're just going in, right? And people are saying, oh, Heavenly never told, I don't think Heavenly told LaTeasha that she believed that Damon was cheating on her. But that's not what LaTeasha said. And we also have to remember that Heavenly admitted on one of her recaps with Carlos that, yeah, she did slap Damon across his head with a frying pan. Heavenly admitted that. So why is it so far-fetched that the same woman who said, yeah, I admit to telling LaTeasha off camera that I knocked Damon upside his head with a frying pan, why can't that same woman have said, listen, men are gonna do what they gonna do? And when Mariah said that she had the receipts, yeah, I did say, you know what? It could possibly be true. Maybe this woman does have some receipts on my husband. Because you can't swear for these men. So why are we acting like it's so far-fetched that Heavenly did say that while she was pretending to be this girl's friend so that she could get the girl on the show to help save Quad's job? Let's not forget that Heavenly also said that too. She also said on Carlos that, look, which one of us on the cast needs the money? She basically said it's not her, it's not Jackie, it's not Simone, but Quad. Quad's broke. That was Heavenly's exact words, verbatim. Quad's broke. And so getting LaTeasha on the show, whose storyline would that impact the most? Quad's storyline. So Heavenly was heavily plotting from the first moment she met LaTeasha, and she was, sneaking and taking pictures of her and sending it to Quad. She was plotting from that moment. But LaTeasha, because in my opinion, she's a sweet person, she actually thought that Heavenly was trying to be a friend. And if Heavenly was really a genuine person, she would have said, look, at least for the first season, I'm going to mentor this young lady. I'm not going to come for her. I'm going to have her back for the first season since I'm the one who encouraged her to come on the show. Yes, Quad's my friend, but Quad and LaTeasha, they do not have a reason to beef. If Dr. G comes out and says some shit about Quad, that's different. But that man isn't even talking about Quad either. So what's the reason for LaTeasha and Quad to beef? Right? So instead of trying to pit the ex-wife and the new wife against each other, Heavenly should have said, you know what? I'm going to be a mentor to LaTeasha and I'm going to let their storyline play out organically. But Heavenly didn't do that. Heavenly is so worried about the show being entertaining that she's trying to fix everybody else's storyline while hiding whatever it is that's really going on in her marriage. We barely see what's going on in her dental practice. So when SweetTea said, I don't have a lot in common with Jackie and Heavenly, where was her lie? What, because she's married to an older man means that she should have something in common with two older women? Makes no sense. It makes no sense. She has a different type of relationship with Dr. G. And Heavenly and Dr. Jackie, they are on some, we're trying to elevate LaTeasha. She's a work in progress and we're trying to elevate her. So of course she's not going to have anything in common with women who, one of them, she has her nose up in the air looking down at people. And then the other one, she's just an immature older girl who is out the hood but still wants to very much be hood. Let's just call a spade a spade. As intelligent as Dr. Heavenly is, as educated as she says she is, as wealthy as she says she is very immature in how she speaks to people and how she comes across on those lives with Carlos and on the show, and how she appears to have maneuvered in her friendship with LaTeasha. So now that LaTeasha is clapping back and defending herself, I'm trying to understand why so many people are making it seem like LaTeasha started it. And I broke it down. Up until October 13, LaTeasha and Heavenly were in a good space. LaTeasha's house tour video dropped, and Heavenly made one little comment that LaTeasha made in that house tour video, the catalyst for creating a beef between LaTeasha and Quad. Because the beef that Heavenly had plotted in her mind that was going to happen during filming between LaTeasha and Quad didn't happen. So because it didn't happen during filming, she wanted to create that beef on social media, and LaTeasha still didn't bite. So what does Heavenly do? She does interviews and she does these recaps with Carlos, and she shades this girl nonstop. And then LaTeasha claps back. And that's how this entire Heavenly versus SweetTea started. Because Heavenly started it. Heavenly started it. To the point where Heavenly, on that live where LaTeasha told her that, her mom's in hell, Heavenly said, oh, Quad and Dr. G, they've been texting. And then she went on the live with Carlos the following day, and she made it seem like, it's something that's happening, but she has to be hush-hush about it because, she doesn't want to put Quad on blast. And Quad had to come out on social media and say, Heavenly is lying. Dr. G and we have not had any form of communication whatsoever. And then Heavenly still doubled back and said, y'all believe what Quad's saying? Heavenly doesn't know how to draw that line between doing things for a TV show and creating narratives that can really impact her castmates' everyday life. So it'll be interesting to see how the reunion goes. I hope that SweetTea has her timelines in order, and I hope that Quad, instead of going to the reunion trying to come at SweetTea for saying, oh, I had to perform an exorcism on demons that were in the house just trying to be funny, that Quad lays into Dr. Heavenly instead, because that's where the problem lies. Heavenly is delusional. And to SweetTea's point, I don't know any woman that's going to knock her husband upside his head with a frying pan just because he came in at 4 a.m. in the morning after hanging out with his friends. Nah, there's more to that story. There's more to that story. And of course, when you're on a reality TV show and one of your castmates, Mariah Huck, says, do you want me to bring the receipts? Because I have the receipts and the invoices. Of course, you're going to be like, wait a minute, does this bitch really have some tea on my man? Of course, you're going to say that. Even if you trust him, how far can you really trust the man? Most men think with their body part down there and not their brain. So I am team Sweet Tea in this beef that's going on between her and Heavenly. And Heavenly can come out every day and say, Sweet Tea, little girl, this is not what you want, this is not what you want. But really, what's Heavenly gonna do? Get loud? Tell her about her mama, call her a little girl, call her out her name, call her all kinds of bitches and hoes. Okay, the girl's not a doctor. She holds her bachelor's degree. She's had extensive experience in the medical field as a med tech in the Air Force. She works in technology. She's worked with the Department of Intelligence. That's not a small thing. Not everybody wanted to be a doctor. So I need them to leave LaTeasha alone. And I hope that LaTeasha comes back next season after really handing them their asses at the reunion. All right, y'all. So that's my rant. I hope that I made sense, especially for those who only watch the show or you only watch Heavenly's recaps with Carlos. There's so much that's been happening, on Instagram. Sweetie has cleared up a lot of things on her IG lives. Heavenly has made so many insane statements. This video is longer than I wanted it to be. So again, I hope I made sense. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below so I know how you see things too. And as I always say, walk good. Bye.